Hi everyone, my name's Grace Benjamin and I'm doing a presentation on cost estimators. A estimator is someone who's collecting data for clients so that they know how much, so that the time, money, materials, and labor needed for a specific project are known. So they will collect all information and data on a construction project, for example, and they will compile all the information needed such as the number of employees, the number of a certain material, and then they will compile that all together, including the amount of time it will take for the project to be finished so that they can get a total um, amount that the project will cost. Most cost estimators work in an office environment. However, with the different specific positions in this field, a construction and engineering cost estimator will tend to work on construction sites or wherever their job takes them. Um, but for cost estimators that are not in those two fields, they'll most likely be working in an office. So the education requirements, basically all that is needed is a high school or GED equivalent, and then a bachelor's degree. Many of the people that become cost estimators focus on construction management or engineering while they are in their undergrad education in school so that they can have a bigger idea of construction cost estimation and engineering cost estimation. Um, Others that are doing this and not wanting to go into those specific fields tend to focus on business, finance, or engineering. I mean, not engineering, but um, and so in high school, it would be a good idea to participate in microeconomics just because this is more of a small based economic estimation process. Um, Econ, just to get a general knowledge, as well as computer classes because this is a very computer based job. Business classes such as Marketing 1 and Marketing 2 and becoming members of DECA would be very beneficial for this field just to get an understanding of what you want in high school so you know that you want to pursue this. And then once in college, you would want to go on to construction management or engineering, business or finance and get a bachelor's in either of those. Job duties. This job comes with a lot of duties, but some of the main ones are identifying all the costs of production because the job of the cost estimator is to mainly figure out how much it's going to cost the company in total. You have to find every single place where costs could be found, and that takes a lot of attention to detail. You need to have an understanding of reading blueprints and technical documents because a main job in this that a lot of people pursue as a cost estimator is a construction cost estimator, just because that area has a lot of need. You need to be able to collaborate with engineers, clients, and contractors because mainly in a cost estimator, as I've previously stated, is construction or engineering cost estimator, and contractors are the ones that run the job, so they will be able to cut down time, and engineers are the ones that also run the job, so they will also be able to cut down time. So if we are able to collaborate with engineers and contractors, we will be able to cut down a lot of time and therefore cut down a lot of money. Another specific duty that cost estimators need is to adjust estimates when needed. Money changes all the time. It can take X amount of time we can estimate, and then time will increase. So you need to be able to be fluid and be able to adapt to changes and adjust estimates when they do change so that they're realistic and the client gets what they want. We also need to come up with ways to reduce costs when possible. It's easy to reduce costs and it's easy to constantly look and see where costs could be reduced. There's a lot of ways to reduce cost. You can choose the smallest amount of something to buy. You can choose a cheaper manufacturer. You can choose X amount of things and reduce a lot of costs. So it's good to always check up on that and also check up and make sure that every place that you've estimated is something that the client still wants. If they don't want it, you can take it out and reduce a lot of cost. And we also need to collaborate with the sales team of the company because a final estimate profile needs to be assembled for each company that you have a contract with. So the sales team will help pitch that to that company. Here are some skills that the cost estimate needs. They must be analytical. Um, that just means that they need to be able to process and fulfill all the lowest possible costs, and being analytical can greatly help that. You must be detail oriented because a lot of the small details are often where some um, small costs can be cut, and that will reduce costs greatly. Must have technical skills. A lot of this will be done on a computer. As previously stated, this is often done on in offices, so that's where like a lot of computers, putting in information, looking up information, building like emailing people, building relationships with people, and having the technical skills to do all that is really necessary. Have time management skills. This is a really important skill because there's fixed deadlines for every single profile that you need to build for the companies, and you may really need to make sure that everything comes together at the right time. Writing skills because you have to create an estimate report, you have to create a pitch for those companies, and you must be adaptable. Costs can change at any time, and so can customers' needs. So a cost estimator really needs to be have the quality to keep up with that and be respectful in the to the company's wishes. So they need to be adaptable to any change that could possibly happen. Personal attributes. Those who become cost estimators usually enjoy persuading people and negotiating with people. A lot of this is, how can I get one person to come with me and give me a deal? How can I get another person to come with me? How can I get this person to cut down time on their project so that it costs less? So it's a lot of negotiating and persuading people to do what you want your company, what the company that has hired you wants. And so a cost estimator really needs to be able to like interacting with people. Um, so social skills and communication is really key in this, and also organizational skills also come in handy because a lot of this is a lot of information all at once, and keeping each profile um, organized and readily available is really comes in handy once you get to the final step of creating a proposal. Okay, salary and outlook. I'd say that this job has a really good salary. The average salary for a cost estimator is roughly $65,250, and it makes upwards of $111,350 in the highest 10%. The lowest 10% in this field make a median salary of $39,380, which is what I would say is the entry level salary. The salary also depends on what area the cost estimator is in. Heavy and civil engineering construction makes the highest average salary, and that's really no surprise. For someone who's working in an office, they're not going to make as much money because they're not clocking as much time on the job site. But for heavy civil engineering construction, they will be on the job site, they will be interacting closely with everyone, and that's why they'll make the highest salary. Job outlook, this job will see a lot of growth. From 2018 to 2028, the job market for cost estimators is expected to grow roughly 8%. And construction is one of the major reasons for this increase. A lot of people right now, you'll notice, um, construction is kind of booming because there's a lot of construction was only one of the things that could stay open during COVID. Construction is just something that will always be occurring. There's always going to be a need there. So construction keeps this job really alive. Outlook for me personally, I would say that I want a job that allows for interaction with all kinds of people, and this fulfills that area. And it also provides me um, I can provide a service to people, which is something I also want to do. The only drawback is that I don't really enjoy construction or engineering, so therefore I don't really think I would enjoy this job. However, I think that it's a great option for a lot of people and should really definitely be looked into. Conclusion, this job is definitely not stagnant. It has great amounts of growth within the next 10 years. And with construction being constantly in demand, it will see great growth over the next 30 years. So it's definitely a viable option for many people. The salary is great. Even the lowest salary will support someone maybe tightly, but it'll still be great. Um, for someone that's interested in negotiation and wants to create relationships with people and enjoys communication and service, I think this is a viable option for a successful position and should definitely be looked into. For me personally, I don't think it's a great option for me, but that's solely because I'm not interested in construction. For someone that is interested in construction and engineering and also is interested in the business side of things, I think being a construction cost estimator would be a great option for a job. Here's my source. Thank you guys for watching.